guys! So I am heading to GenBeauty New York this weekend. I am so excited. When this video goes live, I will probably be finishing packing my suitcase and getting ready to leave because I'm probably going to be heading into New York on Friday evening. It's Thursday now when I'm filming this. And, you know, this is not my first rodeo with GenBeauty. This will be the third time that I'm going. It's usually an amazing weekend. It is a long weekend. It is very tiring, but it is so much fun. You get to meet so many cool people, get to meet so many awesome brands, and take home so much makeup and skincare and hair products. It's kind of ridiculous. That being said, I realized over the last week I've been like, you know what, I should probably clean out some of the stuff out of my collection that I haven't been using, that's old, to make room for all my new goodies. And I already had given away a bunch of stuff to my mom, and I realized, like, why don't I film a declutter? I haven't done a true declutter since the beginning of the year. I am someone that tries to, and especially lately, be really good about purging my collection frequently. If there's a product I'm not using and somebody else can give it more love than I am, I'd rather give it to them and let them love and appreciate it than have it collect dust in my drawer for like 6 months. So I am going to share with you guys the products that I am getting rid of in my collection. The majority of this stuff is probably going to go to friends and family. I have a whole bunch of female coworkers that I love to spoil with beauty goodies, so probably the majority of this is going to go to them, unless something is old and gross, in which case I'm going to throw it away. But before I get into the declutter, I just want to say hi and welcome to any of you who are new to my channel. My name is Lauren. Thank you so much for coming, hanging out, and chatting beauty with me. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I hope you will click that little subscribe button down there. It's red, I think, so if you click it, you can subscribe, and hopefully you'll come back and see more beauty videos from me in the future. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter and on Facebook. I'm really active on social media, especially Instagram. I love Instagram. So I highly recommend going and following me over there if you want to be kept up on like my latest blog posts and what I'm wearing and what lipstick I'm using and all that jazz, because I like to share all of that over there. So intros out of the way, let's get into decluttering some makeup. So the first thing that I'm going to declutter is a loose setting powder, and I kind of have been holding on to this for a really long time, and I don't think it's a bad product. I just don't think that it really suits my skin type. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It Setting Powder in the translucent shade, and I just feel like I want to like this, but it never really makes my skin look as well as I want it to look. Like, I feel like this tends to make me shiny by the end of the day, and I think, you know, I don't know, it's supposed to be, well, it's a setting powder. I don't know if it's really meant to be a mattifying powder, but when I use this on my under eyes, I feel like it looks too dry and cakey. So I don't know. It might just be me. I know there's a lot of people that really love this, so I think I'm gonna pass this along to somebody else, and hopefully it will work better for them. Keeping on the face train, I think I'm going to declutter this Milani little face trio here. This is the Face and Eye Strobing Palette in the shade number 1, Sunlight. It's really pretty. It's got these really gorgeous shades. You've got like a pink, a bronze, and a nice sort of golden champagne-y highlight shade. So you can mix these all three together, or you can wear them individually. And I bought this for like a drugstore kind of new in beauty product way back at the beginning of this year, and I like it. I think it's really pretty. I just never reach for this. It's one of those things where every time I go to do a declutter, I'm like, oh, it's really pretty, I should keep it, but then I don't use it. So I would much rather give it to someone who will give it some love, because it is a really nice product. I've also got a couple of blushes that I'm going to declutter. The first one here is by the brand Japanesque. I love the packaging on this. I think it's really cool. This is a very pretty blush shade. It's sort of like a peachy pink. This is a number 3. I don't think that the Japanesque brand has shade names, just shade numbers. This has a subtle luminescence to it, like it's got a little bit of shimmer in it, and so I used to be really into shimmery blush. Now I tend to go more matte, which is why I think I stopped reaching for this. So I think I would just like to pass this along to somebody else who will get more love and use out of it, because I just haven't been reaching for this at all. I also have this little cream blush from Glow Minerals. So Glow Minerals is now Glow Skin Beauty. They've totally rebranded all of their products. So I probably am going to be passing along a lot of the old products to kind of make way for new things and to try their new launches, but they're still good products. Like this cream blush is really, really beautiful. I do use cream blush actually. I like to use it on like kind of those days where I'm going for a more minimal makeup look, but I just kind of felt like this got lost in the shuffle. I used it probably like 3 or 4 times, and then I just kind of stopped reaching for it. I've been using my RMS Beauty one a lot, so I probably would like give this to my mom or one of my friends and see if they might get more use out of it. So this next one is a sample size highlighter from Tarte. I really love the Tarte highlighters. They're like really super wham bam in your face. And this was actually a little sample that I got, I think from Ulta with a purchase. And I was really excited about it because I have the exposed highlight. This is the shade Sparkler, and it's just too dark for my skin tone. Like it looks like the reflect is pretty light and bright, but I can tell when I'm like looking at myself head on in the mirror, I have like a grayish stripe where I apply this. So I think it would look really nice on someone with a more tan complexion, of which I do know a few people who have darker skin than me. So I think this needs to be passed on to one of them. The same goes for these 2 little samples I have of Laura Geller highlights. Again, I have more highlighter than I know what to do with, and I used to use this French vanilla one all the time. This is a very natural highlight though. It's a very subtle, not very shimmery kind of highlight. It adds just a little bit of that lit from within glow. I used to be really into that. Now I'm kind of into more intense highlighter, so I kind of stopped reaching for this, but it is really nice. And then I have the Gilded Honey highlighter here, which is a really beautiful gold shade. And again, I feel like this is maybe a little bit too gold for my skin. It's like, I don't know, I like a wham bam, but I like it to look still natural. Does that even make sense? I don't know. This just, I feel like, stands out a little bit too much on my skin, but it would look amazing on someone with a tan, like a more like medium to deep complexion. I think it would look really beautiful on them. So gonna pass this one along too. I've got a couple of cream highlighter products here. This is a Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Slim Light. I got this cute little Becca set, I think some point earlier this year. To be honest, I don't remember when I got it. And this is in the limited edition shade Champagne Pop. I think this was part of Jaclyn Hill's Champagne collection that she launched with Becca. And this is cool. It's very pretty, little, like, almost like an eyeshadow stick, but it's supposed to be a cream highlighter. I use powder highlighters a lot more than I use creams, so I just didn't really find myself reaching for this a lot. And before it dries up, I'd rather give it to somebody else. The same thing goes for this Tristique highlighter. I don't know why. I haven't ever really been super crazy about Tristique products. They haven't like spoken to my soul, and I've gotten a lot of samples of them in subscription boxes, which is where I think I got this from. This is the mini highlight stick, and I don't know if it has a shade. It doesn't say it has a shade name. It's a really pretty sort of pearlescent light champagne color. I think that, you know, the color is nice, but again, I just don't find myself reaching for cream highlights all that much, so I'm gonna give these a new home. So why don't I talk about some eyeshadow palettes and like smaller quads and stuff. I'm not gonna be decluttering any of my big eyeshadow palettes. I kind of did a declutter of some of those a while ago, so I'm pretty good with the big palettes that I have. But I have a few smaller palettes that I know I haven't been reaching for, and I think I want to give a new home. The first one I got at Generation Beauty LA this year, actually, from Smashbox. This is one of their cover shot eye palettes. Look at this. Isn't that cool? I think that that cover is really, really amazing. This is the metallic eye palette, and I think that that's part of the reason why I never reached for this. It's really beautiful. The shades are all shimmering and metallic. They're quite nice, but I feel like they're also very dupable to other things I have in my palettes, and they're not really super unique, and it's an entire palette of shimmery shades, so I can't like really use this all by itself. It's not really practical for travel. This is something to like complement a matte palette, but I feel like as far as shimmer goes, like these are not the most standout shades for me, so like I just don't reach for this that often. But it is a cute little palette, and if you like that like sort of pop of shimmer on your eyelid, I think it's really nice, so hopefully somebody else will enjoy this. I also have this little Essence palette. It's the All About Candies palette. I don't know if this was like a limited edition thing. I couldn't even find it online when I took it home. So I don't know if they even make this anymore. It's a really cute little 6-pan palette of sort of very iridescent prismatic shades. Someone said that this is actually a really good dupe for the Moonchild Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit because it has a very similar kind of texture and finish to them. I'm not a really big fan of like crazy colored highlights. I'm a pretty standard gold champagne, maybe get a little like rosy peach in there, but like I don't usually go for the blues and the greens and the purples on my cheeks. So I didn't really use this much as eyeshadows. I didn't really use this much on my face, so I'm gonna pass this one along. I have this adorable little eyeshadow. It's got like a 5-pan little palette. I think I got this in an Ipsy bag. I just like never reach for this. I think these shadows are a little bit too subtle for my liking. Like this is a great palette for somebody who wants very, very natural looking makeup. And I feel like for me, when I'm gonna do eyeshadow, I kind of go like full on with my eyeshadow. So I don't know, I think this is pretty, but again, it's just, I think, not something that I'm gonna reach for very often, and I have very similar shades to these in other palettes in my collection, so I know I have some friends who are cruelty-free and love Pacifica, so they would probably really like this a lot. And last, I think I'm gonna declutter this little quad from Glow Minerals. Again, they're rebranded, they're now Glow Skin Beauty. This is a really pretty little eyeshadow quad. It has 4 neutral shades. This is like a perfect everyday quad for somebody who likes very like school, work appropriate, natural looking makeup. You have a nice shimmery shade to kind of highlight the inner corner. You have a nice sort of light matte to set and use in the brow bone, a nice neutral lid shade, and then something a little bit darker to like deepen up the crease in the outer corner. Really nice. This is this is the first blush Living Color collection. So this is like part of a set that came with that cream blush and some other products. So this is like a spring launch for them. It was really cute. But again, I just like have so much eyeshadow. I need to make some room. Gonna give this one to somebody who will love it even more than me. And this last eyeshadow has made it through several declutters, but I know I never reach for it. So I just need to get rid of it because it's beautiful and somebody else will love it. This is one of the L'Oreal Color Riche Mono eyeshadows in the shade Teal Couture. I mean, come on, look at how beautiful that shade is. Am I right? It's like a stunning metallic teal. It's freaking gorgeous. Like, I want to wear this. Like, in theory, this is something I want to wear, but I know that I very, very rarely, like, I've been experimenting more with color on my eyes, but then I'll be reaching for my Morphe 35B palette or another, like, really colorful palette. I don't really think to reach for these colorful mono eyeshadows. So I think I'm just going to pass it along. If I really, really decide one day that I need it in my life, I can buy it again. They're less than 10 bucks, but, like, I think I'm just kind of kidding myself by saying that I'm going to use this, you know. Ooh, got another face product here. I'm going to declutter this Project Beauty Spray Set Go setting spray. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and it's a nice setting spray. I just have setting spray literally coming out the wazoo, and this is very expensive. Like, I think it's like $30 for this bottle, so I probably wouldn't recommend purchasing this over some other setting sprays, so I kind of feel like I'm not really going to use it in my videos and things here on my blog. And I just have so many other sprays that I really love that I'd rather give this to somebody who doesn't own a setting spray and can understand the power and the magic of setting sprays, because they are really good and this is a nice formula. All right, here's where the trash can comes in handy, because some of these are like old and janky and I need to get rid of them. I went through my cup of like eyeliners and eye pencils and stuff. I could tell you right off the bat, this one from the Balm, it's the Mr. Right Now, is like literally, I think like it was like falling out. Like this is not even really in there. This just needs to go. It was a really beautiful shade, but it's dried up. No thanks. Goodbye. I also think I'm going to throw away these cotton candy eyeliners from Absolute New York. I got these at one of the Generation Beauties, and the color and the concept is really cool. They are colorful liquid eyeliners. They're like in a traditional liquid eyeliner form. They're not in like a pen or anything like that. The reason I don't like these is that the applicators literally feel like little pins on your eyes. They're so hard and so sharp. It's really uncomfortable to use these. So like, I think that they're cool, but like I just did not enjoy applying them to my eyes, and they're very like funky pastel bright colors. So like I use them in a couple of looks, but then like never really use them again. So I also don't really feel like a liquid highlighter is something that's very sanitary or that you can sanitize to pass on to somebody else. So that's why I'm gonna just throw these away. Also, this eyeliner from Model Launcher, I got this in an Ipsy bag. It's like an emerald green color, really kind of cool, is totally dried up. So that is going goodbye. These two cream eyeshadow sticks are basically essentially new. I really have barely, I think I've used the NARS one once on my eyes, and I've used this Glow Mineral one a few times. They're both kind of very similar shades. They're this sort of like light champagne color. They're very pretty, they're very subtle. I just never really found myself reaching for these. Like these would look really nice like in the inner corners or just kind of blended out on the lids. I just have so many cream eyeshadow pencils, and I really like a few other ones better that I have. Like I have a Bobbi Brown cream shadow stick that's like super sparkly, and a Laura Mercier one in rose gold that I absolutely love. So I find myself reaching for those all the time, and I don't really think I'm going to use these. So especially because the NARS one is pretty much new, I would rather give this to somebody else ASAP. So I guess I think that I just, you know, think somebody else will get some more use out of them. These next couple of pencils, I feel sort of conflicted as to what to do with them. This is the thing, when you have a product you really don't like and you don't think is very good, I don't know about you, but I almost kind of feel guilty giving it away to somebody else and being like, this sucks, I don't want it, here you have it. So, but then I kind of feel bad like just throwing it away. So maybe there was someone out there who will want to give it a try and will like it, but I really wasn't a big fan of these, so I'm kind of like, The first one are these Note Ultra Rich Eye Pencils. I have one in black and one in like a dark brown shade. I got these at a Generation Beauty, I think in LA. And these are just very stiff. They're a sharpenable pencil, so like you have to, you know, use them with a sharpener. They don't automatically twist up, so that's kind of a downside. And they just, I felt like were just a little bit pokey on the eyes. Like I really don't like eyeliners that you feel like you have to press hard on your eyes to get any color payoff. It's just not good. The skin in your eyes is really delicate, so I just don't find myself reaching for these. I mean, they're good for like 2 years. They have a 24-month shelf life, so I kind of feel bad throwing them away, but I just like, I'm kind of like, they're not great. So I'm gonna put them in the bag, but if nobody wants them, I won't be offended, and then at that point, maybe we'll get rid of them. And then there's this Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil. I think the formula of these is probably really good. I just was not a huge fan of the shade. I got it to be like an inner rim highlight, so I was like, oh, it's a nude pencil, that'd be really nice for like brightening up the eyes, but it has so much shimmer in it that I feel like it actually looks a little weird in the inner rim, and it doesn't stay on consistently. Like it doesn't, even though it says it's a waterproof pencil, I feel like this formula, especially with this very light shade, doesn't really hold up well in the waterline. So I just didn't find myself reaching for this that much. I'd rather get like a true matte nude pencil. I heard Rimmel has a really good one, so I might check this out. So I don't know if anybody will want this. I can, you know, clean it up with some alcohol and see if anybody has any takers, but if not, at least it's in drugstore product, not throwing away like a $60 eyeliner or something crazy. And last but not least, I have some lip products here that I am decluttering. Quite a few drugstore things, a few high-end things. So where do I begin? How about these? I honestly have not used these. I haven't used them at all. And I know I'm probably never going to use them. They've been sitting in my collection forever. These are the Pop Beauty Stain Stays. They're like little markers. They look legit like a little Sharpie marker, but they're for your lips. They're a lip stain. I got these at GenBeauty LA in January, I want to say, and they have literally been sitting in a drawer ever since. Haven't even put them on my lips, so they are brand new. I definitely feel like they could find another home. I just like, I don't know, I have so many lip products. Like I have so many lip products, it kind of makes me overwhelmed when I'm trying to get ready sometimes. So I just really needed to like make some space. So these are on the chopping block. Same goes for this Cougar 24-hour lipstick. This is a pretty shade. It's like a nice sort of like purpley mauve color. I got this in an Ipsy bag, I want to say, recently. I haven't even used this. I haven't used it. I think I swatched it once, but that was it. I just have a lot of other liquid lipsticks, very similar in tone and color to this, that are already open, I'm already using, that I probably should continue to use. And I can give this to somebody else since it's new and untainted, and they can give it some love because it looks pretty. I just, again, too much liquid lipstick. I've got 3 Maybelline lipsticks here I'm passing along. These were sent to me for like a sponsored post that I did with Maybelline at the beginning of the year. I got all of their lip liners and then a bunch of different lipsticks to pair with them. I did keep some of the shades, but these ones I feel like I don't really use, so I'd rather pass them along. First, I have this Berry Bossy shade, which is like a really vampy, deep purple. I have a friend who I'm thinking of right now who I think this would look bomb on, and I have another shade very similar to this from Makeup Forever, so I didn't really need another deep purple, and I think I just swatched that. I don't think I actually put that one on my lips. Then I have the shade Born With It. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Yeah, okay, see what you did there. This is shade number 015, and this is literally brand new. Have not even touched, have not swatched, because I knew it's like a really, really pale pink nude, which is not totally my jam. And so I was like, let me just not taint this because I can give it to somebody else. And then I have the shade Warm Me Up, which I have used. And this, okay, this is the thing. This and this are very similar. This is the other reason why I'm remembering now I did not use them both. Like these two shades, this one's a little bit darker, this one's a little bit lighter, but they're very similar kind of shades. So I was like, you know what, I don't really need to keep both of them. But now I'm kind of like, you know what, I don't even really reach for this. I have other shades sort of similar to this, so it's like, let me just pass this along, give it a new home, because everybody can use a good nude lipstick. I just have a lot of nude lipsticks. Speaking of which, more nudes. So this is a Lorac Alter Ego lipstick, and I actually do really like this. I didn't realize when I bought it, but I bought almost the exact same shade in their satin lip formula. This is the matte lip formula. It's in the shade Duchess. So this is a very, again, nude pink. It's really pretty. These smell nice and like vanilla-y. They're really quite nice. I feel like nobody really talks about the Lorac lipsticks, and they're good. This is a really comfortable matte formula. If you don't like super drying matte lips, the Lorac ones are really good. I just don't need two of the like exact same shade, and I think I prefer the finish of the satin one a little bit better than the matte one, so I'm keeping that one. Gonna pass this one along. Then I have one of these Bite Beauty multi-sticks. These are amazing. I love them. Bite Beauty is just like, ugh, I love Bite Beauty. And part of me was like, I want to keep this just because it's Bite Beauty and I love them and I love their multi-sticks, but like I just never find myself reaching for the shade. I reach for Cashew all the time. This is the shade Gelato. It's like a very, very cool brown, almost mauve-y kind of tone. So I don't really find myself reaching for this a ton. So if there's somebody else that wants to use it, I'd rather give it to them. This is one of those products you can use on your lips, eyes, and cheeks. It's really versatile. It kind of goes on like a cream but dries down to a powdery finish. Really beautiful. So I'm going to find a new home for that. And then my two Glow Minerals lipsticks. I actually just got one of their new lipsticks. That's what their new branding is. Beautiful. It's black. It's like very luxurious looking. I really like it a lot. So this is what their old packaging looks like. And these shades are fun. This one is the shade Organza, which is a pretty sort of warm nude. I actually really like this shade a lot. And then this shade Fixation, which is like a wham bam fiery magenta. This is also a really fun color. I love this kind of shade for the summer. So I don't know how much I would be wearing these anyway, because I'm like going in the hard to fall lip mode. So I was like, let me declutter these now in case there's someone that wants to wear them, because they are probably gonna just sit in my collection until the spring. So those are all of the makeup products that I am decluttering today for you guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. Hopefully it was fun to see some of the things that I am going to be passing along. Again, it's not that I really like think that all these products are terrible. Most of them aren't. Sometimes it just doesn't work for me, but a lot of times it's just when you're a blogger, vlogger, you get sent PR, you're constantly buying new things to try, your collection just gets ridiculous. And for me, it's kind of like, I just don't want to be wasteful. I'd rather share the love, share things. If it's been gifted to me, I can gift it to friends and family and other people that will enjoy it. So hopefully this gave you a little inspiration as well to go clean out your collection, especially if you're going to Generation Beauty this weekend. If you're there and you see me, please say hi. I would love to say hello to you. And I hope you enjoy the crazy beautiness that will be happening. Again, if you're new to my channel, I hope you will subscribe before you go. I hope you will give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And yeah, I am going to go grab my suitcase, get my actual packing going, and I will see you on Monday for a haul video.